How's it going, everybody? We are going to really quickly break down this Nuke script, take it from this to this. It's a lot simpler than I think people might imagine, but a lot of it is just doing depth of field inside of Nuke. So by utilizing the depth pass, you can very quickly and very easily manipulate nodes, either using the ZDFocus that comes built into Nuke, or going on to Nukeapedia, which is a free resource and a ton of great assets like Magic Defocus here, which is the node that I used. So first I have the main shuffle out of my composite from Blender, and I have this going through a ZDFocus, or a Magic Defocus, excuse me, node, and I've just selected it on the helmet piece, and it gives me these nice edges, and I can also plug in a custom bokeh shape. So I have a bunch of these free ones that I downloaded from the internet, and I tried them all out, and I like this one the most. So what that does is it adds a little bit of texture detail into the actual out of focus elements. So instead of just being a perfect circle, you can have different elements. So the ring on the outside maybe is colored a little bit differently. You can also enable something called cat eye. You can also have barn doors if you filmed with that and you want to try to replicate that look. So after I've done that, I had the camera and a reference null object that I exported in Blender. So what that means is I just have the camera that I exported from Blender and then this little cube. And the cube is just to give me scale for where the character's hand was. So that way I can position this 3D card layer here of small slow flame from Production Crate. I can project it into that correct Z space, and that's important. So another thing here I have is a fog box that I ended up not using, and that was just in this node group over there. So that's irrelevant. Hiding this, I have just the final out and then an alpha channel. But what I really need is the depth. So what I did was took the base scanline render in the same grade node that I used to convert my information from the depth pass from Blender, if that tracks. I copied that same grade node and brought it back over here. And the reason I'm doing that is because it compresses it into the same, I guess, range. Range is a good word. It compresses it into the same range that your other assets are set up to. And I have that going through a Magic Defocus set to the same settings. And if you want to link them, I think you alt click. Or control click. Control click. There you go. So you select the main one that you want, and then you drag it over and hit control. And you have to hit control when you drag it over. There we go. All right, perfect. So now they're linked. That's pretty neat. But anyways, I then add the element back on, and I'm using a trick that I took from, goodness gracious, Hugo Guerrera. I think that's how his name is. His tutorials on YouTube, he talks about taking the actual depth map and then defocusing the depth map. So that's what I did. Then I used a grade node to just kind of further clamp the fingers, so that way the mask was actually going to work, and it was a little bit harsher on these edges, but it still allowed for a nice fall off for the out of focus stuff. Then I took the mask from the actual fire element here and use that to do a heat distortion over the top of the image. So I merge that back over. Then I have my basic post-processing that goes down the chain, and we are left with this. Then inside of DaVinci, I just did a very, very basic grade here. So this one is just messing with the offset, and I have a color monitor that's accurate up top. So that's the one that I look at to make sure that everything is right. In here, I had a very basic texture pop just to kind of bring in some sharpness in a way that doesn't completely crunch the image. And then at the very tail end, I have Dehancer Pro, and this is really the nail in the coffin. It simplifies a lot of the things, and it makes it super, super nice. Another thing that I could do if I wanted to is hit Add Matte, select the original video, take this, and drop the black value all the way down. This will also just help to give us a nice fall off in the shadows, but it's already too late because I already posted it. But anyways, that's the breakdown of this thing, and hope y'all enjoyed. Take care.